Hi, I'm Anastasia, an exercise physiologist, and today I'll be taking you through a resistance band or Theraband workout. So this one will target the full body. We'll start with a warm-up and finish with a cool-down stretch as well. Let's get into it. The first few movements will be in standing. If you get a black band, that'll be harder, but otherwise with a blue one, just holding it shoulder distance apart and pulling out to the sides. So out to each wall and starting to feel your arms starting to get warm. And this one will be our first exercise. So just to get warm, part of our warm up, pulling it out to the sides and back into the center. And squeezing your shoulder blades as you pull your arms out and keeping resistance in the bands the entire time. And starting to introduce your breath into the movement. So breathing out as you draw your arms out to the side and then breathing in on the way back in. We have 3 more here. 3, 2, 1, and coming down. Now placing the band underneath your feet to start working on our lower body. So standing, bringing it out and doing a squat down and coming back up. So sticking your buttocks back as if you're sitting down onto a chair and pushing through the heels to lift back up. And keep the movement going. Breathing out as you come back up so that you're resisting that band. So breathing in and out on the way up. And the higher you hold up that band, the harder it will be to resist it. And 3 more. And last one. And coming up. So now keeping the band under one leg and holding it both arms and then drawing your arms up towards your shoulders. So this one's a bicep curl. We're starting to get our arm muscles working. That's it. You should feel your heart rate starting to increase and feeling the blood flow throughout your entire body. And breathing out as you bring your arms up and back down. That's it, keeping tension in the bands the entire time. Last 2, and 1. And then switching sides. So placing the band under your foot, hip distance apart feet, hands, then drawing up and back down. That's it. Same thing with your breath. And this is just the warm-up section. So we're doing exercises to start to get your joints moving. So don't go too hard in this section before we move on to the work, the real work. And try to keep your collarbones smiling throughout this movement. So don't draw your shoulders forward as you do it. And 2 more. Last one, coming down. For the next exercise, this will be a single leg deadlift. So you're placing the band under one leg, holding on. You might need to put your hands further down, one leg behind, and then you're leaning forward and back up. So this one you should be feeling it in your hamstrings, a stretch as you go down and then coming back up. So on the way back up, you're resisting that band. And breathing out as you come back up, pushing through that heel to stand up, and keeping your back flat as if someone's got a pole and they're holding it against your spine. And we'll do 2 more on this side. And coming back up. So now switching legs to the other side, placing the other leg underneath the band and standing, one leg in front, leaning down, back up. You might feel some differences between each side. That is normal, but you want to try and see if you can make both sides as similar as possible, the feeling. So breathing out as you come back in, and still drawing underneath your belly button to your spine, focusing on your core as much as the feeling in your lower legs. So we're stretching and strengthening in this movement. And 2 more here. Watching what your spine is doing. Sometimes having a mirror is really helpful to see your alignments. And coming up. Okay, so that was the last one there. Now for the next one, it will be targeting your upper body, your chest. So with the band, placing it behind your shoulder blades and holding it out to the sides. And then you're bringing your arms out in front and back out to the sides. So this one is working your chest now. And you should feel a stretch as you draw your arms out to the side. If you're feeling any like nervy sensations, like pins and needles or nerve sensation, then just try not to go out as far to the sides. So breathing out as you draw your arms into the center. In and out. In, out. That's it. And last 3, 2, 1, and coming down. For the next one, we'll be doing some calf raises with the band underneath your toes. So make sure when you place your legs on the band that your toes are on top rather than your heels, and holding it up, coming up, and lowering slowly back down. Slowly lowering. And try going up as high as you can onto the ball of your foot. And when you lower back down, try resist the tension of the band. So as you lift up as well, have a look and see how your ankles are traveling, if they're going straight up and down or if they're wobbling out to the side. Imagine you have a ball in between your ankles and you're trying to squeeze it together as you go up and back down. And this one, you should be feeling it in your calf muscles. So that's the muscles below your knee, as well as you may be feeling it a bit in your glutes and hamstrings as they support the joints as well. And keep going. 2 more. And last one. And bringing your legs, shake them out. I can feel that in my calves. My calves are definitely working. Before the next one, so you're having it underneath as well. And this one's a lateral raise. You can drop the other side, With this one, you're lifting up and back down. This one's starting to work your deltoid muscle, which is in your shoulder. And you're lifting up and back down. That was 6, 7, 8. Breathing out as you lift your arm up and then back down. And one more. Coming down, switching legs, lifting up the other side. And starting again. So up, down. You can always adjust where your hands are on the band to make it harder or easier. The further down you place your hands, the harder it will be. So breathing out as you lift your arm up and back down. That's it. 4 more here. Keep lifting just as high. That's it. Coming down. So that was some of the warm-up exercises. We'll now move down onto the mat for the core and arm section. To focus on the core as well as the arms, we'll be doing some roll down movements as well as torso twists. For the first movement, placing the band just in your hands actually. And what you'll be doing is rolling down through the spine, coming your hands overhead, pulling it out to the side, and then coming back up. We'll do that again. So we'll do 12 of these, rolling down as far as you can, pulling the band to the side, and then coming back up. Now, as you do it, breathing out, then in as you lift your hands overhead, pulling out, breathing out, and then rolling back up. So lowering down, reaching up, pulling to the sides, and sitting back up. Try and relax your thighs as you do this movement, and really think of drawing underneath your belly button towards your spine as you do it. Or imagine someone's putting on a tight belt and you're trying to really get on those tight pants, so you have to squeeze everything in at the core. Coming down, out, back up. We have 2 more here. Lifting up. For the next one, you're still holding it in your hands and you're rocking down and then pulling the band out sideways and back to the center. With this one, try have your eyes, your nose still in line with your chest bone, so your sternum as you do it, and breathing out as you draw the band to the side and coming back in. That's 9. We have 1 more here. That's it. Taking a small breather before we do it on the other side. So now twisting to the other side, rocking down, rotating sideways, back in, back in. Breathing out, coming in. Really try keep tension in that band throughout the movements. And this one, you should be feeling it in your arms as well as you're doing it. Last 2. And 1 more. That's it. And leaning over for a second before we lie down onto the mat for the next exercise. For this one, you're placing your band behind both feet, lifting them up into that tabletop position, and then you can either do just your arms or your arms and your legs. So reaching out and then back in. And the knees can stay bent throughout the movement, so you don't have to straighten them all the way. And just make sure the band doesn't snap towards you. So as you're doing it, making sure it's in the middle of both feet, so where your arches are. Keep going. Last two. That's it. So now with it still underneath your feet, coming back up for the next movement. What this movement is, it's like a pike or a V position. So you can either have your legs straight or bent, and you're rolling down while holding on all the way down, and then lifting back up. That's it. So slowly rolling through the spine, each vertebra, and then coming back up. So you can try it with your legs straight. We'll only be doing 3 more. And coming up. That's it. And really holding onto that band. And then coming down, 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 down slowly. And using your core to lift you back up. This is the last one. So slowly lowering down through the spine. And lifting back up. That's it. Take a small breather before our last exercise in this circuit, and then we'll do 1 more set of these exercises. So with the band now, you're holding it in your hands. You can have your legs straight or bent, and you're rolling down and then pulsing 10 times with the band. And every time you draw the band out to the side, breathing out. 8, 9, 10. That's it. Coming back up. Let's do all of those exercises again for the second set. With the band, you're holding it in the hands. Your legs are relaxed. Try to relax the quadriceps and thighs as you do these movements. And then you're leaning back, arms overhead, pulsing to the side and coming back up. For our first exercise, so rolling down, pulling out, coming up. That's it. Remember, you can always stay up here if you need, and you will still feel it in the core if you're using those cues to really engage those muscles. So underneath the belly button to spine, if you have your hips as elevator doors, they're drawing in to the center. And breathing in, breathing out, and breathing out as you sit back up. Only 4 more here. Coming up, so down, arms overhead, pulling out to the side, coming back up. And last 2, looking out right in front of you. Last one. And coming up. Leaning down in front just for a second before we go on to the side twist movement. For this one, holding the band out, leaning back, and 12 pulses sideways. 12, 11, 10, keep rotating out sideways. 8, 7, that's it. 6, nearly there. Keep up with me. 4, 3, 2, and last one. And coming in. Now let's do it on the other side. So holding the band, same way, leaning back and pulling it sideways and in. 10, 9, nearly there. 8, 7, 6, breathing out as you twist to the side. 4, 3, 2, getting that power, and the last one before coming up. The next one was that variation of dead bugs. So slowly rolling down towards your mats and placing both feet in that tabletop position, bringing the mat underneath your feet and holding it at the edges. Now with this one, so pushing out sideways, coming in. And this one you will be feeling it a bit in your back as well, not the spine, but the muscles. So like the lat dorsi, because as you're extending your arms overhead and then back down, you're activating those muscles. And we have 4 more here. 3, breathing out as you reach your arms overhead. And 1 more. That's it. And coming down. So the next one here was the V sit. With your legs, they're still underneath your feet. And then you're trying to use your core as much as you can to pull yourself up without your feet dropping down. So rolling through the spine and then lifting up. That's it. Coming back down. So using your core as if someone's punched you in the stomach. And that should give you that feeling when you're pushing up. Should help with that lift off. And 2 more here. And 1 more. Coming up. And back down. And sitting up. In these series, the last exercise is the roll down with the 10 pulses. So holding the band out in front and rolling down, and then 10 pulses, breathing out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep drawing the arms out. 9, last one, and coming up. Leaning over. For the next section, we'll be focusing on our lower body. What I'll get you to do is tie the Theraband above your knees and just tying it as tight as you can. We'll be focusing on our glutes in this section as well as our quads, so in the lower legs. Double knot it, just 1 knot over the next. That's it. And make sure it's tight. So now rolling down into the lying position. And for the first exercise, we'll be doing 12 glute bridges. So you're pushing through the heels as you lift your hips up and back down. And what I want you to do while you do this is also press against the band to get the sides of your legs working as well. And pushing up and back down. You can try roll through the spine as well, through each vertebra as you roll up. If you're feeling it in your lower back, try and reduce the range so don't come up as high. And one more. Coming down. For the next movement, we'll be lifting up and then pulsing out sideways 10 times. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lowering down. Moving the placement of where the band is now. Two habits. One of them is behind your leg and the other is just at the front of your foot. And then you're placing that leg straight, checking where your hips are and bringing this leg in towards your chest. So if it feels uncomfortable, you can always move and make sure it's not crinkled up as much as you can. So in and down, up, down. We'll do 12 here. You should feel it in your quadriceps. If you're not feeling it, try angle your leg more towards the center of your body. And you'll feel those muscles working a bit more. And try not have your spine lift off the mat, so keeping that blueberry just under your back as you do this. We have 3 more. 3, 2, last one. And coming down. You should feel that muscle really burning. We'll do that on the other side now. So with the other leg, lifting it up into that bent position, as if you're marching up, down, up. That's it. Keep going. And breathing out as you bring your leg towards your body. There we go. 3, 2, 1, and coming down. Rolling onto your side now, and with the band, just having it above your knees again, because the next movement we'll be doing is clams. So coming up, gently moving to the side. You can have a pillow under your head if that's more comfortable, and then just pushing your body so it's angled down towards the floor, lifting your toes off and opening out that leg towards the ceiling. And the movement doesn't have to be big. Just keep it small. Keep checking that your pelvis is staying still. And there's one more here. And last one to come down. We'll do this same exercise on the other leg. Just changing to the other side, you can just roll over to face the back so you can still see me. So imagine you've got that wall behind you. You can't move your back and it's just the legs, lifting the toes up towards the sky, angling the body down and then bringing that leg up towards the ceiling. So these are clam shells. It's like a clam opening up. 8, and we have 3 more. And last one. That's it, and coming down. Now we'll do those set of exercises one more time to make set number 2. Okay, let's roll down back onto your back. The band is where it should be. And let's get into the glute bridges. So upper body is relaxed, lifting up and back down. Imagine you have a peach underneath your chin. So you're gently just holding onto that peach. You can also imagine that someone's got a string and they're pulling the crown of your head to the side of the wall. And last 3, 2, keep pushing against that band. 1. Lifting the hips off and breathing out every time you pulse out to the side. So 10, breath, 2, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lowering down. Moving where the band is, so having it 1 behind the leg, 1 in front of that foot, and to our marching movement. So now with that hip lifting up towards your body, so that's 12, 11, keep that movement going. Try to relax your upper body. You should be feeling this start working in your quadriceps. So really powerful muscles and walking and kicking even. And last 2, 1. And relax. Let's do that same thing on the other side. Bringing that leg up. Still focusing on the core, drawing your belly button to your spine. And then bringing that leg up towards your body, towards your chest. And we only have a few more here. Keep breathing out as you bring the chest towards your body. 3, 2, 1. Lowering down. Awesome work. We have that one last exercise to do on each side of the lower body section in series. So having that band above your knees, rolling onto your side for the clamshell movement. So angling your legs up to the ceiling, opening out and back in. So getting into it. So number 4, that wall, it's stopping you from moving your back. Checking what your hips are doing. Nearly there, 2 more. And last one. Coming back down. Switching over to the other side. Coming down to the mat. Lifting up. Back down. And angling those feet up to the ceiling. Try to relax your arms. Breathing out as you bring your leg up towards the ceiling. And last 3, 3, 2, 1. Coming down. You can take the band just out of your legs and untie it for the next set of exercises, which are a full body workout. So they're working your arms as well as your core as well as your legs. So let's just untie this and get into the next movement. Now that you've untied the band, we'll start by wrapping the band over our shoulders, holding it in both hands for a push-up movement. We'll be doing 12. So holding it around your body, arms are inside the bands. You can always do this on your toes as well. Coming down and resisting the band as you come back up. So 3, keep up the movement. 4, if it starts to crawl up, you can just move it so it's underneath your shoulders, shoulder blades. Keep going, doing really well. You can always take the band away. Last 3, 2, and last one. Coming up. Going into bird dog now, having the band just so there's no crinkles in it, and placing it along the mat, having one knee and foot directly on top of it, and then going into a 4-point kneel position, holding the Theraband, and you're moving it out to over your head while your leg slides back. So we'll do 12 of these. You can always alternate if you need to, but otherwise getting into it, sliding back and feeling it working your core as well. If you're feeling anything in the wrist that you're leaning on, then try what can help sometimes is placing more weight onto your thumb side, and also double checking that your elbow creases are pointing in towards each other. We only have 3 more here. 2, and last one. That's it. Coming down and changing, placing that just so we can do it on the other side. So having it down, one leg on top. Now the other side will be moving, double checking where your back is, if it's flat, and then bringing your arm out in front. So that's 2. You can slide the foot off the ground. 4. Doing so well. Keep up the work. You only have 3 more here. Keep pulling the band out as far as you can without moving your pelvis. And 1 more. Coming down out of that position. Now for the next one, you're doing a fire hydrant movement with the Theraband. So you're wrapping it around behind your knee and then holding it with both hands, getting into that 4-point kneel position, and you're lifting up and back down. So just making sure that it's right in that knee crease, lifting up and back down. You want to be holding it with your in between your knee joint so that it doesn't come sliding up like what just happened to me. And just small pulses. Should be feeling this in your glutes. Breathing out as you lift your leg up. And 1 more. That's it. Switching to the other leg now. So having it around. What you can also try is having it around both legs. And it can help keep it set. So holding it in that knee crease. And just small lifts up and back down. That's what playing with a band sometimes it can do funny things. So just double checking your posture as well as what your back is like. This movement. 3 more. Last one. Coming down. We'll move back to our push-ups for the second set. So wrapping it around, behind, underneath your shoulder blades, holding it in both hands, holding it down, around, push-up position. Just get comfortable before we start, and let's get into it. So coming down, back up. You should feel some tension as you're pushing yourself back to the starting position. Breathing out as you come back up. Only 2 more. And last one. Coming up. Coming out of it for the bird dog movement. So having it underneath your leg, your knee. And then one arm's holding it, the other arm still, and we'll do 10 of these now. So pulling out and in. That's 2, 3, halfway there. And 1 more. Coming out of it. Moving it to the other leg for it to be underneath. Now getting into that 4-point kneel position and pushing up and back in. Halfway there. And last one, coming down. Having the band around behind your thighs now for the fire hydrant pulses. Remember, they don't have to be big movements, so you're making them small as you're leaning in this position, coming up, back down. 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 1 more, 10. Switching to the other side now. So lifting up, 1, 2. Sometimes this one you just need to get a hang of what range you can actually perform without the band moving. And you'll still feel it definitely in that muscle, even with smaller range. 3, 2, 1. Coming down. Well done. That was all the movements and sets completed. Now we'll just go down onto the mat for our cool down section and stretches. So with the band, just holding on and rolling back down again, having the band underneath one foot, the other leg, it can be bent or straight, and just relaxing into this position. So stretching your your hamstrings, and you can close your eyes, take some deep breaths here. Really get the air down to the bottom of your lungs. Feel that air fill your lungs. as you're lying on the mat. And bring it in a bit further towards your head, your leg. Moving that leg to the side so you can feel it a bit more along the outside of your leg, your calf. Take 3 big deep breaths. In and out. Coming back in towards the center and switching legs. So bringing your other leg underneath the band, just relaxing, and really relax any tension in your leg. Close your eyes. Feeling that stretch in the back of that leg. If you're getting any nerve sensations, pointing those toes. And now moving that leg towards the inside of your body to feel that stretch along the outside of your leg. Coming into the center and back down. Now leaving the band for a second, just on the side, bringing one leg across and making that pretzel shape. Because we did do quite a bit of glute work today, so it's nice just to give those muscles a stretch. And taking 3 deep breaths. And switching to the other side. Slowing down your heart rate. And bringing that knee closer towards your body. And getting out of that position. Rolling onto the side. For now, a side body stretch. So you're propping up into this position and then pushing out and down so you can feel it along these oblique muscles as well as iliopsoas. So just angling the body as if you're a mermaid. And you should be feeling it all the way down the side of your body. And taking deep breaths in and out. Coming out and switching to the other side. So propping up and bringing your hips down forwards. Starting to feel it along that front side of your body. Side, the front of your body. Slowly getting out of that position and coming up. Thanks so much for joining me in this workout today. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in my future sessions as well. See you!